Your girl is on. She on her grind. She on her grind. She on her grind. Just a little something like something. I hope this gonna stay on my head, Lord. Oh, anything that goes behind normally falls, and that is no. See that part. Oh Lord. Look at me trying to do something. Oh my God. This is may not work. I didn't think that one. Okay. That might, maybe. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, look at you. I just can't get up and do no sudden walking away from this headset without knowing I got a hairpin back there. Holding it in. Oh, she is so daggone innovative. You know, that is one of my I am statements. I am innovative. Ah! Welcome, you guys. Welcome, y'all. It is Sylvie 414, and I is Sylvie, your rough edge lady, coming to bring you just a little bit of that 414, that one in the middle for some balance, y'all. Y'all know I'm raising that arm a lot better than I was just a couple of months ago, because y'all know that rotator cuff didn't particularly want to rotate the way that it should. Um, I did a little bit of physical therapy, and I be trying to do the therapy at home. I ain't perfect at it. And I be trying to therapy my leg too, but my doctor, I went to the doctor the other day, y'all, and the doctor was like, go ahead on and just get the physical therapy just long enough so that they can give you some exercises that you can do at home. Now, let me tell y'all why, because I told her why. Because every time that I go back and I see my PCP, I go to the doctor a lot. I'm not ill unto death by any means, but I have some issues. I got some issues, some that they are not connecting to finding out what's going on, you know. So anytime I go back to see my PCP, she like, oh, you have been busy. I be like, I know, every time. And so she goes through the updates of what I've been, where I've been seen, and what they did or what they didn't do or what have you. And so when she got to physical therapy for this leg that just I won't be able to move. I could not walk back up here. I only walked because I had to walk, not because my leg wanted me to walk. It did not want to be walked on. It did not want to be walked on. Now it can be walked on, but I know that it's still swollen. Like it's still swollen. It's still pain. It's still when I sit for a little bit and get up to walk on this joker, I got to shake it. I got to do some things and some stuff. She's just like, go get some, go. I did not want to go to physical therapy because I already go to the doctor a lot. Physical therapy is over the top a lot. You have to go to physical therapy multiple times a week. Nobody wants to be at the doctor like that. I have wine and water, y'all. Let me tell you about this water. I just drunk almost a bottle of water while I was putting this face on. Let me tell you. First, let me say I hope y'all have had an amazing week thus far. We are only in Tuesday, but we are 3 days into the week. Don't tell me we not because Sunday started this week. But so I hope y'all have had an amazing week thus far. If not, I do pray that it gets better. I'm going to give what God gave to me. Welcome, you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. I would love it if you like, share, and subscribe. We make our days. Sometimes we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear it. But if we are in control of our members, something that the Bible speaks to us about, being in control of our members, it speaks about self-control a lot. The fruit of the Spirit speaks about self-control. Proverbs, the proverb that I'm coming out of today, that I'm coming out of tomorrow, speaks about self-control. I speak about that proverb all the time. Proverb 25 and 28, a city without walls. So if we are in control of ourselves, in control of our members, that means we are also in control of our day. And it may be the hardest thing in the world sometimes to stay on top of your day when your day seems like it wants to be on top of you. But if we remember that we are in control of our members, then we may be able to move in the direction of controlling our day. We are never going to control other people, other things, other stuff. We can't control anything outside of us, though we may want to. We may want the stupid people to stop talking stupid. We may want the man to stop being a cheater. We may want the woman to stop being a whore. We may want the woman to be a better baby mama. We may want the man to be a better baby daddy. We may want them to stop unaliving our people and rationalizing it. That part, I think that part can be in the hands of the people some way, somehow, Lord. But we need your guidance for that part. But I said all of that to say we are in control of our days, you guys. We are in control of our days. Now, to the reasoning behind why I didn't even bother to bring that bottle in here. I didn't bother to bring that bottle in. And Boo was on the phone with me when I kept walking in my bathroom and out of my bathroom, in my bathroom and out of my bathroom. Because every time I put on a piece of makeup, down to, because my baby said that I'm supposed to put on like my highlights before I do my foundation. Was when I talked to Boo about that. Boo was like, you put on makeup before you put on the foundation? Yeah, Boo, that's what she told me I had to do. So from the time, that's because you're doing your eyebrows and things like that. So I put that on before foundation. When I started doing that, ooh, the sweat started coming immediately. Immediately. It's doing the dumb things again. It's doing the dumb things again. And all I was sitting over here doing is minding my business and just trying to see the chat. Y'all, if I can't see the chat, it's because the phone doing the dumb things. So, maybe I'll turn it off right now. Maybe I'll turn it off if it allows me, because when it do the dumb things, it really, like, y'all do know that this is a robot, right? And robots have brains of their own. Like, it literally is not wanting to cut off. I'm holding the button to cut it off. Y'all probably can't even see what it's doing. This is what it's doing. If y'all can see. And somebody, I've Googled and I've called Apple, and they said this is because I don't have no space on this phone. I'm liable to go in and take everything off the phone because I am holding the button trying to get the phone to cut off. And the phone will not cut off. And Apple don't got no battery. You can't take no battery out the iPhone to make the phone cut off. Like, it's literally just doing whatever it wants to do. I have no control, so I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to spend times and times and times. I just might not see the chat. So if y'all get in the chat and y'all start talking and I can't get in there and talk with y'all, please forgive me. Because this is what I've noticed with the last 3 videos that I have cut up, that I'm cutting up. It's been a couple of videos that I have had to edit out so much space because I be over here either trying to find the live or trying to get the phone to stop doing dumb things like it's doing right now, like one thing or another. Like, I've spent a lot of time with this phone, and that's not what we're doing tonight. So it was, I, it be hot in here or cold, y'all. It be hot or cold. There is no happy medium in my house. I be hot. I be cold. Like, I woke up last night sweating bullets. I didn't have the AC on, nor did I have the windows open. And I was okay. I was decent. I would throw my blanket on if it got a little cold, take it off, and get it far away from me if I was hot. So in the middle of the night, I have my blanket on. I wake up. I am sweating bullets. I go to my AC. It is 74 degrees in the house. My thermostat is set to 75. I really try not to move it under 75. I will move it over 75 to make the air stop coming on. If I get too cold, I try to even go get my heat so that I don't have to keep switching back and forth my thermostat. But in the middle of the night, when I woke up sweating bullets, oh, this got to go down so that it can come on. Because opening the windows was not going to work at that particular time. I wasn't going to get the circulation that I needed to cool me down. And I'll fast forward today. My windows have been open for hours. It rained. It's nice outside. When I was sitting in my living room with just my windows open, I was good. I go in that bathroom, get to putting on this makeup, get coming up here. And time I start putting makeup on my eyebrows, I line my brows, color them in, put a little over top, under the bottom, boom, 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 sweat. Boom, 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 sweat. Oh, Lord, let me go I got to get out of here for a minute, Lord. I got to go cool down some. Then come back and do another piece. And that's how I did my makeup all night. I told Boo at one point, I was like, I can't raise the window in the bathroom, but that's gonna make me sweat because I gotta go in the tub to do that. Who wanted to go in the tub? Just open the window. The thing that stimulated the sweat is because I was straightening up my room before I came on, and I had my computer over here, and it was in front of because my computer was right here before I set up right here. I was just saying, my people, my cousin, she bought me beautiful curtains because the aesthetic of things wasn't appealing to her eye. So anything to make the aesthetic better. And so I was sitting over there with my desk, or my podium, as friend would like to call it. I was sitting over there with my podium set up over there. It's just a sitting podium, you guys. Innovative. But then Philip got me these stools, and I was like, "Ooh, what am I do with my stools?" Because there was nowhere else for my stools to go. So I'm like, "Okay, part of my setup." But when I tried to set it up over there with the stools, it was like this. But when I set it up over here, it fit better. But now you can't see my curtains. So I was telling my queen today, I feel a little bad because my cousin bought the curtains and can't see them anymore. So what I'm going to attempt to do tomorrow, and I'm looking while I'm right here to see. My bed might go right there. My bed might go right there. I might see if I can put my bed right there, and then I can set up right here. I'm either going to put my bed right there, or it's going to go a little closer to my door. I really don't want to. It's looking like it's going to look weird that way. The way I'm picturing my bed being right there, it's feeling like it's going to look weird. But then I can set myself up back in front of my curtains so that you can see my curtains. My cousin bought me. And then I can put my computer right here on this wall. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm getting things in a better order for me. The just reckoning. The just reckoning. What we gonna talk about today, y'all? We gonna talk about a few things. We're gonna talk about Diamond the body. I wouldn't know these people if I wasn't on social media. Like I went on TikTok, Instagram today, and what was the guy's name? Finesse 2 times. I don't even know these people. Boy, if I go in Tasha K, talk about he found out that the baby wasn't his. And I'm like, I don't even know who Finesse 2 times is. So when I don't know, I go Google, and I found out that he's a rapper. And I guess the young lady, Nia, was his alleged baby's mother, and then his mom went and did a DNA test with grandma DNA, and found out that that ain't her. That ain't the baby daddy. That's not her baby daddy. That's not her baby daddy. That's not her baby daddy. Who that is? Not a baby daddy. Who that is? Not a baby daddy. That's not her baby daddy. That's not her baby daddy. Y'all better stop lying to these men. Y'all better stop lying to these men. I just came on and I talked about DNA. Ain't nothing wrong with DNA, man. Get the DNA test. The mama said you should have got the DNA test, and get the DNA test. But while you getting DNA tests, I hope that you are analyzing yourself as well. Because If you're with someone who you need a DNA test, and I guess I would be talking about me 20 years ago, the difference being, and you can ask my ex-husband, we weren't together, not for real, and we were living in the same house. We were both doing our own thing. Period. Now, if that's what y'all got going on, that's what y'all got going on. But if you out here just spreading your seed, like what that boy name was. What that boy name was, I can't think of what that boy name was, because y'all know I'm binge watching Love and Hip Hop right now from the beginning, from season 1. But that boy, that boy there, he don't like ladies. He don't like women at all. And he said it because he talked about all of his children's mothers like they were the bad one. But buddy, you are the common denominator. We gonna talk about Robert Hanner tonight. My peoples brought me him. My peoples put a story in my inbox in TikTok. Y'all got a story y'all want me to talk about? Inbox me. Inbox me. I got my TikTok information on YouTube. I gotta get my YouTube email straightened out. I don't know how to go about that because my people set up Lucy. We sat down and we set that email up. And we can't figure it. I don't know, but if I'm gonna figure it out. That's all that technology stuff. That's when I had my laptop working. If my laptop was still working, I could get back to that information where my YouTube email is set up at. But I don't know it. But Robert Hayner. Let's go ahead and talk about Robert's story. Since we talking about get that DNA test, and not only get that DNA test, but take some responsibility for your actions, ma'ams and sirs. Now, is toxic baby mama a real thing? I'm certain it is. But if you got a toxic baby mama, have you looked at yourself? Because that young man on Love and Hip Hop, I think I'm on season 5 now, so this had to be season 3 or 4. I cannot remember his name. I did not like him when I was first watching it. All of the men on Love and Hip Hop is about a hot mess. And Boo said that when I was talking about some situations, and Boo was like, all of the men, they just cheated and they were hard. They did, but everybody got their something. And because I was talking about how even if you consider them cheaters or the worst or whatever you consider them, we're going to get back to Robert Hayner. You got to look at it like I said about TD Jakes talking about with the girls in Tamar. You can't lump everything on top of it. You got to take it one situation at a time. So if there's a situation where they right and they can't get no credit for that because of how they act, that's no bueno as well. So Robert Hayner and his baby mama lost their son. And Robert Hayner said that he was glad that the little G, he said he wasn't gonna say he wasn't glad. He wasn't gonna say he was glad. This was the first statement because when she sent me her part, I went on to his Facebook. Because his first post was he won't glad, but he said, I'm not gonna say I'm glad that my seed gone, but I'm glad I ain't gotta be dealing with this no more. That's what he said. And then when I went on to Facebook, I read a post that went on to say that he was glad, but it was still connected to the mother that he chose. See, y'all just wanna, cause y'all wanna rationalize that y'all just be having SEX, and they don't be no feelings involved, and that's cool. Except when babies come into the picture. Then you want to be judging the baby and treating the baby based off of this woman that you just wanted to go out and screw with no feelings involved. Because that head controls this one. Kevin Samuels said it. So if I'm going to talk to us about Kevin Samuels, don't think that y'all can't get none. Because he was talking to y'all first. It just ain't get him no clout. Yeah. He was talking to y'all first. Yeah. So I don't condone or agree that you could ever be glad that your child is not here because you chose to lay down with someone who you can now not stand. That's your fault. That's any man's fault on this earth. That's any man's fault on this earth. If you lay down and make a baby with a woman that you don't deem worthy because you just feel like you can, then you get what you get. So, Mr. Hanger, I'm just going to say this. If those words come back to bite you, if and when those words come back to bite you, remember what you said. Remember you said that you were glad that your child was not here anymore because you chose a poor mother. You chose a poor mother. Just because you ain't find a wife don't mean that you ain't the chooser. You're still the chooser. Because when you lay your eyes on somebody that you want and you go pursue, you have chosen somebody. I don't care if you want them for a lifetime, you want them for a nighttime, or you just want them for a few minutes. You chose. So you get what you get. And when a baby come out of that, you get what you get, and that baby don't deserve. I don't even know how the baby passed away. But what I do know is the baby don't deserve a daddy. It said, I'm glad he gone. So I really want you to eat those words, even though I understand that a woman can be horrible. We can be horrible. But I'm going to always take it back to Ringo TV. If we horrible, how much more the y'all? Baby. How much more the y'all? Y'all choose. I hear that all too often. I hear that all too often. Y'all choose. The Bible says, he that chooses the wife, y'all might not be wanting to be out here choosing a wife, but you still choose. So when you choose how you choose, when you choose, you don't want to get to know nobody. You're just trying to smash. You're just trying to hit them skins. You're just trying to break them off and list some. I'm trying to hit all the generations. Did you get what you asked for, boo? Yeah. On to the next, on to the next one, on to the next, on to the next one. I'm on, and I'm on, and I'm on, and I'm on to the next one, on, and I'm on, and I'm on to the next one. Now, so, Tesheki and Diamond the Body. Y'all, I done said social media is a new entertainment industry right now. Somebody said something to me. I went to Saturday church, y'all. I went to Saturday church. And then after I went to Saturday church, I wound up at prayer on the lawn. After Saturday church, we had a prayer on the lawn, and I was not going to go to prayer on the lawn. I actually went, and I left because I wasn't going to come back. Welcome, you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. After I left because I wasn't going to come back, then God told my spirit, and it was like, girl, it's okay. You can go on back. And so I was like, okay, jeez, Louise, already. And so then I went on back. Okay, they have a rip section on YouTube. They have a rest in peace section on YouTube. And you know the phone was doing all kinds of crazy things. So when I went back into YouTube, I just saw people laying in caskets, and it reminded me of my grandmother, because my grandmother used to like to take pictures of people laying in caskets, and that always baffled me, because I think I looked in photo albums more than anybody in the family, because I love to look at photo albums. I was the keeper of photo albums. I don't even know that that there is another daughter of my grandmother. I think it skipped all of her children and came to me, keeping photo albums. I don't remember anybody else having photo albums when I was growing up. But Spencer, who she liked to keep pictures of alive people. Yeah, that was a little weird, but my grandmama. I don't know Diamond the Body. I do not know Tesheki. The only reason that I know Chrisean is the same reason that I found out about Finesse 2 times. So I'm on these YouTube streets, and when somebody say a name, I go Google. Somebody say anything about anything I don't know at this point, I will go Google. Um, so Tesheki beat the brakes off of Diamond the Body, and like she had, this is a little bit old, y'all. This is a little bit old. Um, but she was beat really bad. Like she was beat really bad, and the way that I got the story, it was like Tesheki is one that minds her own business. They said that she is really, really. I want to say that the word that was used was obsessed a little bit with her boyfriend or her man, but she mind her business. She not in your face as her sister has been in people's face on these social media streets. So Diamond the Body, I saw videos where she was practicing for this fight. That I don't know. I don't know. All that I'm bringing is because it seemed as though Diamond was doing it for the clout, and because Tesheki is unproblematic, for lack of a better word. Y'all know how I be saying God told me I can't allow my buttons to be pushed. But those stations, they are the epitome of you ain't going on them TV shows. That's just like Bad Girls Club and all that stuff like that. And I can't knock none of it. If you want to watch it, you want to watch it. I started watching Bad Girls Club because I lost my Felicia. And that was her thing. Bad Girls Club and Kaya. I just said that to my baby. I do Bad Girls Club and Kaya because I don't have Felicia anymore. Those are things that I took up. So, and I don't even watch either of them all the time, but I will watch them. Sometimes people, need to be able to make that money, and this is where we come to the for the love of money and what you might do for the love of money. And my only thing that I have to both of these ladies is I pray that somewhere in there, y'all guys understand y'all worth. That I just would like for you guys to understand your worth. But to Tesheki, I might want to say that that might not be the place for you, baby. If you are still allowing your buttons to be pushed, but you don't mess with nobody, because generally somebody that don't mess with nobody just don't like to be messed with. That's what I say. My buttons being pushed. When God said that to me for 3 years, there were people all 3 years that said, but you didn't do it or you didn't start it. I rarely ever start something. I rarely ever, and I'm just saying that because I don't want to be a liar, because I may, when I say I rarely, it's rare that I'm starting some issue. But I don't mind seeing it through to the end. I don't mind seeing it through to the end. So God had to teach me Exodus 14:14. And I was getting ready to break up that video because my peoples came on Facebook and talked about Exodus 14:14 last week sometime, and then I got one of my first videos when I started going back live again. After I chose to go, after I said, okay, God, I'll leave my job for my health, I stopped going live from April to September of 2020. So when September come around, you start seeing that I went live. I started going live again. So that one yesterday was talking about Exodus 14:14. The only thing, the reasoning that I did not do it is because when I was doing it back then, I was doing it with music, and Boo even said that the music could be somewhat distracting. And when I was listening to it, I'm like, okay, Lord, I don't want to give this to the people and they're distracted by the music. So I didn't cut up the video, the old video. From y'all know I used to cut up my old videos. I haven't. It's just this is a lot. Um, but allowing people to fight your battles, because Tesheki, baby, I don't want you to end up losing freedom for hurting somebody, baby, because you beat the brakes off of that girl. You beat the brakes off of that girl, and once we've allowed our buttons to be pushed, that's what I be talking about that clapback, because she was the way they talk, that she wasn't messing with out in the body. But then you want to control the way. That's the same thing that went on with Marnice DeClue and Kaylee. Kaylee was suspended, and she came back out to that school the next day to try to play bad, and she wound up in a coma. And the clap back, like I stated, it works both ways because Marnice, I can only praise God and I won't not praise God. But Marnice almost lost a lot of life. An honor student. She was about to be tried as an adult. That's all I'm talking about, Tesheki, baby. That's all I'm talking about. Because once the buttons get pushed, we go black. That's why she beat the brakes off of her. Because she went black. Those things may need some analyzation of self. Away from the cameras. I can't tell nobody nothing. All that I can do is give suggestions. Because I love my ladies, whether I know you personally or not. God ain't told me to come out here and bash nobody, but told me to come out here and speak to her. And we segueing out of them. And we're going to hit their mama. I have no clue. I said, we don't always like when, because everybody can't stand Tasha K and always consider it messy. But I said sometimes things come to light because there are those of us that pray because I'm praying for y'all and y'all mama. I don't know the situation. I don't know what how life y'all. Why y'all was with y'all mama, but Tasha K showed the video that y'all mom was being evicted. It does look like she may be an addict. My prayer is that there's healing, deliverance, joy, peace that surpasses all understanding, unity and not discord. I want y'all with y'all mama. And I ain't talking about living with her. I'm talking about whatever society sees. I'm looking to God and hoping for something different. Because I understand what it's like for there to be discord between mother and daughter. I understand it. I understand it from a child's point, and I understand it from a mother's point because I am now a mother. There was discord between myself and my mother, and I love my mother dearly, but we were estranged. And now there's discord between myself and my baby girl. We weren't estranged. I raised her all the days of her life. I was just talking to Boo about that. We women and we raising daughters, and nobody has done this before. And any man that is not in the house that can complain, because that's another thing that dude did. You wanted to talk about how bad she was of a mother because the baby was with her most of the time. Why you don't got the baby half the time then? Or all the time if she that bad of a mother. For you to complain about somebody that you leave your child with still speaks poorly of you. So yeah, shout out to Tesheki and Chrisean and their mom. I'm praying and hoping and wishing for the best for you guys. And then we're gonna hit Chrisean real quick because it showed Chrisean and the baby. It showed Chrisean and the baby in church. And there was a picture, and I think the picture went viral. And my first thought process was, ooh, that thing always trying to get a camera, get in the camera. And immediately, God snatched that thought out of my brain and said, well, the cameras are always there because it's Chrisean. So is it at all possible that sometimes we might think people are clout chasing and then it's just somebody in the background that snap that picture and put that picture online? Maybe she just wanted her and her baby to be at church. We don't know these people. I think that it is good. It's okay to love a celebrity from a distance because you can love people that you don't know. God tells us to love anyway. But what we should never be doing is having any delusional thoughts we shouldn't be thinking that they should do things the way that we want them to do, and we shouldn't be loving them to the point where we believe that they're faultless and all of this stuff like that, because you wind up in a bad way. You can wind up looking stupid at the end, sitting around loving celebrities, um, just with this thought process of they don't do any wrong. I am living life in these days trying to make sure I see the one in the middle. I can see it from both sides, regardless of if I agree with a thing or if I do not agree with a thing. Trying to see um, what we can see about that. So come on, let's get into the scripture. Proverbs 18 and 12. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and honor is before humility. I left out before. Genesis 6:15, and Sarai said unto Abram, my wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judged between me and thee. Oh, okay, that was on that page. I'm like, where is envy? It was on that same page. Maccabees 15 and 14. So Barnabas came to Jamnia and began to provoke, and the Dewey Rames edition of the Bible adds, and ravaged the people, and to invade Judea. And when I say add, that version is older. The Dewey Rames is older, so it's not particularly that they added so much as the KJV didn't have that part, because the Douay Rheims is older than the KJV. If I'm not mistaken, I did the because something came up. I was doing some research, and the Douay Rheims came up, so I was shocked when it came up again, because I'm like, okay, Lord, it's coming up. You make me feel like am I supposed to be going to get a Douay Rheims version of the Bible? I don't know, but we'll see what the God has in store. So it says, so Barnabas came to Jamnia and began to provoke and ravage the people, and to invade Judea, and to take people prisoner and slay them. And the Surah as Zumar 72, it shall be said, enter the gates of hell to abide therein. So the evil is the abode of the proud. A lot of times it's gonna be we're gonna be talking about pride, arrogance, haughtiness, and humility on this page. Why? Because the Proverbs talk about it a lot, not what the God has me up in the Proverbs. And guess what? Whensoever I go into that Torah, and then when I go into Maccabees, it kind of tells it from the other side. It speaks to it from the other side. See, it's not talking about the hardiness of the people so much as it's talking about the hardiness of the people that thought that they was going to come in and just do God's people any kind of way. They provoke and ravage. That's haughty. If I ever heard haughty. So we're going to talk about humility today. And Tesheki comes across somebody that don't mess with nobody, generally is a humble person. Generally they humble. But they don't always have to be that way. I don't know Tesheki, and I've not watched Tesheki, so I can't even try to discern her spirit, and won't. But I'll just say a lot of times people that don't mess with folks are generally humble people. Um, humble people can be pushed to a certain extent, but that would be the goal of self-analysis, because self-analysis is going to allow you to see yourself for who you are. It's not going to allow you to think. So you might think that you have control over yourself. That's thinking too highly of yourself when you know that you allowed to beat the brakes off somebody. If you just think that you could control it, especially if you're in a situation where you're on TV and there's money to be made, baby, I just don't want you to end up behind bars. That's all. That I promise nobody messing with you because it sounds like you don't mess with nobody. But I do not want you to end up behind bars. So we're going to talk about genuine humility. Genuine humility is not mean or servile. Servility is a human weakness. Servility means that you're doing it out of a people-pleasing type of way. Trying to people-please. You're not humble. You're just acting that way. Because it looks right around the sets that you're in. Genuine humility dignifies human nature. It is not genuine if it's coming from a dejected place, a sad place, a depressed place. That's not humility. It is not humility if there is distance and reserve. When you're distant and you're reserved, that's coming out of a place of pride. Now let's talk about voluntary humility. This is neither required or approved. Voluntary humility is a demeanor. It is also coming from a place of pride and arrogance. I went backwards. It says that it's coming from a haughty place and an aspiring spirit. So you just want to see what you can get out of the situation. So I'm going to pretend to be away so that I aspire to see what I can get if I pretend to be this way. But a discerning spirit will see right through. And if a discerning spirit gonna see right through all the more God. All the more God. Said genuine humility is in your heart. Your reason is going to bow to the Most High God and to faith. You may think one thing is right, but what does God say about that thing? Now, if you know that God says something about a thing and you choose to go with your reasoning, that ain't humility. That's you making a choice to act out of your own free will. Genuine humility is going to have its own interest bound to obligation. I'm learning genuine humility as far as this platform. This is my obligation. And it be my own interest. I don't care what I want to say about it. I don't care how I want to look at it. It be my own interest that I'm not up here 5 days a week. And that's because it is hard, it's overwhelming, it's draining. Those are my own interests. God said do it. I posted the video about giving to the people. God said give, I give. I've been giving for this entire month. I got one more week to give in this month, and it is something that I intend to continue on through this month. But in my spirit, God said to me, give, and so I have to give. Y'all, I'm gonna tear my house apart to find that peace because I would like to at least even get my stuff set up so that I can have this part right. But I still can't use the microphone because I can't use the microphone until I get my computer working so that I can get this fixed. Because this, man, my brother kept telling me when he bought it, he was like, it's cheap, it's cheap, it's cheap. But the thing that's messed up with it, when I went and Googled, it can be fixed by connecting it to the computer. It just needs to be connected to the computer is all. So once I do that, I'm gonna have a better setup. I'm excited about it. I'm learning how to stop saying Let me tell you, that was taught to me in public speaking. Every time I go through my video and I be like and I be like so, when I tell you it makes me cringe. It makes me cringe because I know that I have the words to fill. But this is public speaking, y'all. Like, and although I know I speak well in the public, this is still, I can't say it's new because I've been doing it for quite some time. I've been doing But it's still a little new. It's still a little new. It's still a little new. Look, see? Ooh, not thinking too highly of yourself, acting accordingly. God don't want us to think too highly of ourselves, and God don't want us to think too lowly of ourselves either. Neither of those exhibits humility. That sad and depressed state, that's lowly. That can't nobody tell me nothing, that's highly. I'm the flyest chick you ever did meet, but God. I ain't too fly for God to tell me something. And sometimes, let me tell you something. Sometimes it gets tough. Because I think I know a lot. I think I know a lot. I think I'm right a lot. I know I'm right a lot. But I'm not right all the time. But Bishop Hilliard said he was right all the time, and his wife just thinking that she's right all the time. And you can't nobody ever tell me that he didn't mean that from the bottom of his heart. And that's for any person, man or woman, who thinks that they are right all the time. If you are a child of God thinking that you're right all the time, it's very highly likely that God can't even tell you nothing. Period. God exalts the low tree and brings down the high one. Cut that kite string. Y'all know about talking about that kite string cut. You cut that kite string, the wind is gonna take you up and up and up. But you know the string is what keeps you hanging on. The wind is going to, just imagine if it's a good old windy day. Do you know what you're going to do when God cut your kite string? You're going everywhere. You're probably going to hit a few trees. But inevitably, you coming down to the ground, baby, and you ain't no kite. You feel. Humility is a great preparative honor, it says. It's a great preparative honor. Being humble, God exalts the low. It's preparing you to go into greater places up to and including the honor of eternity. If my people who are called by my name, God talking about. God not telling people that ain't in relationship with God to humble themselves. God is talking to his people who are called by his name. Humble yourself, pray, seek my face, and turn from your wicked ways. Water is hot. It's ice in there. It feels like it's sweat right there. It's a little moist. It's a little more. And look, I turned the air on 73. I put the windows down, and it was 73, and my temperature was on 75, and I was like, yeah, Lord, I ain't never, since I've been in here for a whole year, from one summer to the next, had that thermostat on 73. That is cold for days, but I was hot. Who said she gonna buy me a fan? I'm in between employment right now, y'all. I thought I was getting ready to get two babies, but I found out yesterday that I'm probably not gonna be getting those two babies. So I am trying to get two babies. I've been doing some. If I have to go out and work in a childcare, I really would rather do it in home. I really would rather do it in home. Um, but I'm trying to figure that part out. Trying to get that part straightened out. So yes, Boo said she was gonna buy me a fan. Look, y'all. I was sitting here on, cause this. After I put that foundation on, when I tell you, it took me. I started putting my makeup on in the 5 o'clock hour. It was the 5 o'clock hour when I started putting my makeup on. I did not stop putting my makeup on until the 7 o'clock hour. It wasn't because I was on the phone with Boo that I didn't get. No, Boo was in the bathroom with me while I was putting makeup on, while I kept having to walk in and out because it was so daggone hot. And I told her, after I put that foundation on, it's gonna seal in whatever heat is already there. Becky. Becky. Oh my gosh, I'm so hot. Says the natural man is not fond of humility. I put the haughty man because I think that the person that's not fond of humility is the haughty person. You know, see, Harvey said he wasn't gonna be hard. He wasn't gonna be humble. He is not being humble. But the Bible tells you to be humble. They ain't talk about being a Christian a lot. And they're gonna tell you about the person that does not want to humble themselves. Before we get to the end, I promise you that. Says the natural man ain't fond of humility. He into dignifying his own nature. He want to make himself feel good, sufficiency of his own power. I'm in charge. Whatever I want, I get. Whatever Lord gets. And little man, little Lola wants you. Just put your name there, man. Can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. Hey. You can't always get what you want. I said that. I'm cutting up that video right now. I think I might have I did. I posted that video. But I'm going in to cut that up from that video and post another one. Because it say when you self-analyze, when you don't want to self-analyze, you just feel like your flesh feels like it's supposed to get what it wants. It's supposed to get what it wants all the time. It's supposed to act how it wants all the time. It's supposed to do anything. Like when you don't self-analyze, you are dignifying your own nature. Because it is self-analyzation that's going to bring you down to a humble place. Remember I had said it's going to tell you about that pride and those that is okay with that pride. Whenever pride reigns in a heart, because not only is humility a heart thing, pride is a heart thing as well. Whenever pride reigns in a heart, the kingdom of God is not set up. Let me say it again for the peoples in the back. Whenever pride reigns in the heart, peoples in the back, whenever that pride is just there and it don't want to go nowhere and you just okay with being prideful and arrogant and haughty and you don't want to check yourself before you wreck yourself. So you can check yourself before you wreck yourself. Yeah, the kingdom of God is not set up. You ain't got no God in you if you are okay with your pride, arrogance, and haughtiness. Confidence should be your portion. Confidence takes a balanced account, a just reckoning of itself. Confidence is our portion, you guys. Not arrogance and pride and haughtiness, because then we don't know God. But that same person, it's going to be like, what? When they get up there and God be like, depart from me, I did not know you. What, God? What? Bye. That's what God gonna say. Bye. Where we go? This way? Nope, we go this way. Humility is the vice of pride. They enemies. They're not even frenemies. They enemies. They can't be there together. They cannot. Unless your heart is becoming postured to understand. That's when there's a fight at that point. When your heart understands that pride ain't no good for this heart. Let me seek out some humility. Then they will try to reign together. And it is up to the spirit, man, to outweigh the flesh, man. Because if pride is reigning in your heart, that is your flesh. It says pride is a brainless thing. It is the maddest thing. It is a protean thing, meaning it is easily changed, ever changing in shape. It says that the most prideful person is the one that bows before anyone. That's the people pleaser. That's why it's ever changing in shape, because who you're around is going to determine how you move, how you act, your demeanor. Humility is a right estimate, a just reckoning. That title was just synonyms of right estimate, a just reckoning of oneself. That's all. Self-analyzation. I know people that think very, very highly of themselves and can't nobody tell them nothing. You probably do too. You could be a person that thinks very, very highly of yourself and can't nobody tell you nothing. Sometimes we're not aware. I don't know. Sometimes we may not be aware. We need to hear it from somewhere else. That 73 is kicking in. I ain't even gonna get up off of this live and go turn that AC. One thing for sure, two things for certain, I'm probably not gonna drink no more of that ice water while I'm on this live though. That 73 is kicking in, buddy. I feel it. I feel it. It said, look, I just talked about the person that bows to everybody. This is what the commentary said. It said, cringing men that bow before everyone are truly proud. Cringing men. You got to remind them that pride comes before destruction and a haughty heart before a fall. Yeah. Bam! Like that. Anywhere. Bam. Smack there on your face. You ain't gonna be squeezed in the middle. You gonna be smack there on your face. Now, y'all have heard me say this time and time again, but pride, haughtiness, and arrogance needeth not a penny. It needeth not a penny. Howsoever, rich men are more apt to be high-minded. They look above their poor neighbors with contempt. Why he can't have money? Why he ain't doing what I do? Why he ain't out there getting that bag? Why is he over there all poor and broken, busted and disgusted? Yuck. Ugh. So beneath me. That the rich man. That's what he be saying. That's what he be saying. All right now. Let's get on over here and talk about Sarah. Today we're gonna talk about Sarah. Look, y'all. I ain't gonna say happened for Hagar, and I kind of still, we're going to give a just estimate of Hagar. Because I just wanted y'all to see Sarah. Because we look through rose-colored glasses oh so often. God did what God did because God is perfect. Not us. None of 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 us. Get it through your thing, so like, share, and subscribe. None of us are perfect. All right. So, belongs to you and me. May the injury done to me return upon thee. See, Sarah who went out and said, baby, go get the maid and bring her in here and make her your wife. Do what you do so we can get this baby that God promised us. Skedaddle. And Abraham said, okay, baby. He gave his power to his wife. And then his wife got upset. Because he gave his power to her, did what she asked, and now she got a pregnant maid that ain't asked to be involved in this. But now she's like, oh, what? I'm about to have a baby by my master. Do y'all know how many cattle my master? Do y'all know how much hurt? Do y'all know how much land this man? Do y'all know who is about to have a baby by? I'm about to have a baby by Abraham. She got a little high-minded. That's what this study said. The Hagar got a little high-minded. But in all of that Abraham had nothing to do with except to follow his wife's lead, she gets upset. And it's telling him that this issue, this problem that I done caused, it belongs to you and me. And whatever happens to me, may it return to you. Because I went out here and told you to make your maid your wife and get her pregnant. We both got to take the brunt of this one, bro. She wanted to make Abraham as guilty as her, and he was nowhere near as guilty as her because all he was doing with his wife. Now that white man said she was imprudent, which means she didn't care about the consequences. She was rash. Didn't I tell y'all God told me I had to stop being rash? Stop making rash decisions. Sarah was rash. Even Abraham joked with God when God said, I'm going to give you a baby. Me, I don't even got no... What are you talking about? How you going to give me... old, sir. I'm old, God. You going to give me a baby? Do you know how old I am right now? I'm going to give me a baby. How that going to happen? And if he felt that way all the more, his old wife, because even though she was younger, she was still old. It says those that are raised suddenly in social scales are tempted to pride and insolence. Rude and disrespectful behavior. This was Hagar. She got a little beside herself because she was having a baby with the master. And Sarah was a little concerned too. Do he love her more than he love me? I done sent this gal in here to get pregnant. All I wanted her to do, Bob, was get pregnant. I didn't want look, I tell us all the time, our emotions is connected between those legs. Our emotions are connected to that. They can go out there and screw and be on to the next one. And I think I was watching, maybe it was Love and Hip Hop that said, when a woman cheats, she cheats for something different. She cheats because something is missing. Yeah. Because our emotions are attached down there. Yeah. Most times, I ain't saying there ain't no women just out there cheating because they just have a spirit of 304 on them. I will use the moniker. I'm not saying there's no women with a spirit of 304 on them, but I'm saying either y'all generally make bad, poor decisions all across the board, or sometimes there's something missing in a marriage, and that woman go out there and... Because while y'all out there doing all of that, y'all just expect that sit at home and be jolly and happy-go-lucky, and oh, he's just out there screwing abroad. He's coming right back home. It's gonna be okay. No, no. We're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about that because Chrissy made a statement, y'all know. I said I'm binge watching, so I just watched Chrissy and Jim Jones and all of that stuff like that. You know they're gonna come in the picture somewhere along. I think they come back. I think they come back after a while, and they still ain't married. I don't think they married to today. But they're too. It says the abolisher of those, which would have been Sarah. You know the people that are raised to a social scale, a higher social scale suddenly. The abolisher of those are the first to complain of the evils caused thereby. You want to abolish that pride and arrogancy that has built up in Hagar. That would have never been there. It's full circle, baby. Full circle. You eating that? Sarah had to eat that. Now you trying not to lay hands. Now you trying not to lay hands on your man, because it's gonna say she went to Abraham because she didn't want an altercation with her servant. So you're gonna go to Abraham and you're gonna go to God as if Abraham is just this unrighteous man and he don't got your back when you sent him in there in the first place and said make her your wife. You told him to make her his wife. You inevitably told him to love her. You inevitably told your husband to go love another woman. You ain't even say, go in there and get with it, make her your side chick for a minute. He might not have no love for your side chick. Generally, somebody got love for their wife. Peter Guns ain't know what to do with himself, but I believe he had love for Nina. He ain't just hate him. That's why he went back and forth and made children between her and Tara. Those were the two that you just saw so much. Because those are the two that tore him into. I found out that his was the only true story. And if you look at Peter, this is just me, from my discerning spirit. He looks weighted. I'm not condoning anything he did, but he looks more concerned about what he's doing to the women than those other kids, them other, one of the Creep squad than them other creeps. His was the only true storyline because he said I have a problem with women and I need help. He told Tori that, and that made me go Google and see. I was like, Lord, what is Peter doing now? And I came to shout out to RRG. I be loving to watch RRG stuff. So I came to a video about RRG that was speaking about Peter Guns, and he got it from a daddy. He was a product of his environment. He watched his daddy do that same type of stuff to his mother, and he hated it. He hated watching his mother go through that. But he watched his daddy and grew up to be just like him. And I talk about that often as well. You can go in running, screaming, kicking in the opposite direction of the way that you were raised, or go running right into it. The goal is to find a balance, because even running to the opposite direction is the other side of totally. The goal is to find a balance, and we sit down and deal with the things in our childhood. However we need to deal with them, we may need to go get professional help. However we need to deal with them. I know a lot of times I don't believe that putting them on a reality show is the way to deal with them. I think it creates a greater sense of haughtiness, pride, and arrogance. Until sometimes I think he said on that RRG that when he went, he didn't realize, he might have said it on a reunion. He either said it on the reunion or on the RRG, that he had to go back and look at. And a lot of times when they go back and look at these shows after the fact, because you can't really assess while you're acting. When you go back and look at it, sometimes you see how much of a fool you look like. So I don't know what Peter is doing in this day and time, but Peter is the one that I could stand the most, even though it appeared that he was probably doing the worst. I don't know. I don't even think he was on. He was on. I don't know. Peter was the one. Peter always was the one that I could get with the most. Like I don't condone anything he ever did to any of the women he was with, but the rest of them were the worst kinds of creep. Yeah. But to who? Says that those abolishers they complain of their troubles so as to excuse themselves. Sarah has been putting it off on Abraham. She went to God on Abraham. She went to Abraham on Hagar. Do you see the pattern? Everybody but self-reflection. Everybody but self-reflection. What that proverb has said. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and honor is before humility. There was a destruction coming in because it said you can never really remedy when you have created a situation like that. There's never really a remedy for it. So Hagar wound up leaving. God stopped her in the track, said, "No, I'll go back, baby. I got you. I got you. I'm gonna bless you. I'm gonna bless your baby." God said that twice. God told the mama and the daddy, "I'm gonna bless you. I'm gonna bless your baby." Now we can receive. Because I'm still just trying to understand. I be still trying to understand, cause I've heard a lot of down talk of Islam from Christianity, but in that very Bible, God says two is important. God says to the mother and the father, "I got y'all. I got him. I'm gonna bless him. He gonna have 12s too. He have tribes. He have princes. We gonna have to fix this. We gotta fix this." Abraham said, "Do what you feel like you need to do." That wasn't good enough for Sarah. That wasn't good enough for Sarah. Do what you feel like you need to do. If you feel like you need to get rid of this woman you told me to go marry, then do that. Do what you feel like you need to do. She was making rash appeals to divine justice. "God, he won't help me. I'm telling him that this woman is over here. She picking on me, God. She picking on me. She is being disrespectful and high-minded and prideful." Was not Sarah prideful and disrespectful to God and high-minded when she said, "Let's get this baby"? God promised us. If God made a promise, didn't God know how God was going to bring the promise to pass? Yes. It says that meek submission is true might in the end. Now, if I would say meek submission, I would definitely still go back to Hagar. But when she went out to that field, she could have continued to be haughty and not listen to God when God sent that angel and said, "Go back." And she said, "Okay, God, I'm going back." And she went back. Meek submission. Said at the end of counsel, Sarah was beaten with her own rod. You created it, baby. It's no way to work around that. You cannot work around that. You created that situation and you had to sit in it. I'm sorry, y'all, because I went through everything, all them bullet points I've already spoken on. Okay, Yeah, I get it. And the only thing that I was bringing from that first Maccabees was that provoking and ravaging, because all that I'm going to say throughout the Maccabees is they went in to those temples. They went in and just was like, we is bringing Israel down. These temples are going to move the way that we want them to move, and so if they had to go in prideful and arrogant ways, provoking the people, ravaging the people, this is what they did. But God had a band of people that stayed in God's face, and I sometimes that Exodus 14:14 is a real thing, because in when people are provoked and ravaged, sometimes they can be Tesheki. Sometimes they can go in and be ready to fight their own battles. But the general consensus through the first and the second Maccabees is Judas and his brothers was praying men. And not only was they praying men, they was about that life too. They were calling on Judas and his brothers to fight fights. Once they got their band of armies together, because they knew they loved God. And they knew that they was not easily, they was a three-strand cord that was not easily broken. That's one of the prayers I prayed that morning. It was a three-strand cord that was not easily broken. They came together and fought that good fight. But they was always going to start that thing with some fasting and prayer. They were not going to allow the provocation and the ravaging of the people to allow them to move in their flesh. They thought that thing through. Remember, I talked about that the other day. They thought it through. They fasted and prayed. Lord, this one for me. That one for me. And as far as that, the Surah, Azumar 72, this is, remember I just said, the kingdom of God is not set up in the haughty and the prideful. It says their heart is sealed, and it can't return. Their heart is sealed, and it can't return. It says it stems from your deeds, to please your own nature, to do everything in your power, your deeds. There's no room for predestination. You know what God says so. You can't be sitting around here complaining about free will, because you make the choice to serve your nature. Your free will chose to serve your nature and do things in your power. When someone comes to you with a religious truth, you ain't trying to hear that, because it's not in your heart to hear it. It's in your heart to do things that benefit you, do things that lift you up. You ain't trying to bow your interests to divine interests. Nah. You is haughty, baby. You is haughty. All right, now we is going to talk about Kevin. Okay, let's talk about the night and day guys right quick, y'all. I don't want to go into detail about the night and day guys. Let me say this first. I love those dudes' content. I have been watching the night and day guys for quite some time. I just went and tried to look at a video because they all the other page is gone, and that threw me for a whole loop, because I had backed up away from their content, because in my opinion, sometimes it did get Jaguarish. Like, it was a lot of Jaguar right stuff, and I'm just like, I'm good. I'm good on so much Jaguar, but I have heard them say that they don't do a lot of, their content ain't always Jaguar. I heard them say that on this new page, because somebody contended that their content was so much Jaguar, and when I heard them going back and forth, I'm like, well, that's kind of why I backed up, because it was a lot of Jaguar. There was a lot of Jaguar going on. And to each his own. If it works for you, it works for you. But if it don't interest me, I don't have to watch. Um, so y'all will hear me. I have come up here on several occasions. I shout out Night and Day Network and Michi X. Why? Because they got me to 100 subscribers. I'm on my way to 400, y'all. I'm on my way to 400. Hey, hey, and it's all y'all. Because if y'all don't subscribe, I wouldn't have subscribers. Whether y'all return to look or not, I appreciate everybody that subscribes. I appreciate everybody that watches. I appreciate everybody that likes and shares. And that would be on all of the platforms because my TikTok is growing as well. So I thank you all. But yes, they helped me get to 100. Michi, I was at 7 subscribers, and I went on Michi X back when they was back. It's like 22, maybe 2022, and a lot of the podcasters would drop the link so that you can come on. Now, Day Guys did it all the time. Now, Day Guys, I used to watch Conscious TV. Conscious TV did it all the time. Like, they would drop the link and let the people come on. So I have been on all 3 of them. Conscious TV didn't help me grow. I ain't trying to be funny. I don't even know if I said anything about having a platform on Conscious TV. But when I spoke on Michi X and Night and Day, and I mentioned that I was just a small fry, I forget. I think with Michi, it was a question she said, and it made me say something about my platform because I was excited about my 7 subscribers because I had 1 subscriber for over a year on YouTube, and then it went to 7. And I was like, I got 7 subscribers. And she just started laughing. She would tickle me. You got 7 subscribers. And I'm excited. She knew I was excited about my 7 subscribers. She was like, y'all go over there and subscribe to her page. I thank every Michi X follower that came and subscribed to my page because that took me up from 7 to about 50 something. And after that, I went on the Night and Day Guys. I've been on Night and Day, I want to say at least 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times. But the one time that I went on, they sent people over to subscribe, and that took me over 100. That took me to 105. Everything after that, I have been building on my own. So I'm at like 330 something right now. So the rest of it has been me. So I thank them because they did help me grow. One of the times, the video I was trying to watch the other day, I was up there with Tokyo Tonio. Tokyo Tony. I was up there with Tokyo Tony. And we had a little dialogue, while we was up there and everything. I never went to their site to purchase any of their products. I will say that I have heard them say often that it is not approved by the FDA, because that'd be Isaiah. It's not approved by the FDA. They say that. They do say that. They say, we can't tell you that these products heal, but you can go and listen to the comments of the people who reviewed it. So that they're saying, and that's a shame and a scandal, because one of the dudes is Kulu. I think Kulu did a live. There's a young lady. It's a couple of people that are going live, and I cannot remember the one's name. Oh my God, I don't forgot his name. Okay, but this is the thing. They're saying that the Night and Day Guys' products are not what they say. Say that the zeolite. They're saying that it's not zeolite, but when I just went on a Michi X webinar talking about how to make money online, and she mentioned, I forgot under which portion that she mentioned that you can buy these products and change the name. And when she said that, all I thought about was, okay, That sounds like what the 90-day guys did with that zeolite to that zeolite. It says zeolite, but it says that it's a zeolite product. It says something about zeolite. They're saying the Kulu guy, no, the guy, not Kulu. Kulu was doing the live, and he brought up another podcaster, and I've been watching his podcast. I don't even know if it's gonna allow me to. Oh, I can't go there. No, because this phone don't work. So when I go and try to search, it's not gonna let me search what that guy's name is. But that guy got another podcaster, a young lady, to buy the products. I don't know if the young lady really was affected adversely from the products, or if she is just saying that she was affected adversely from the products. She's attempting to get a refund, and it seems as though there's a problem with there being a refund. So they are trying to say that their products are not what they say that they are. I don't know. All that I would say, they're saying that they're overcharging black people, because I would say that their followers, I would believe that they're mostly, not only mostly black, but black women. They're speaking about they said that they are not Isaiah and J.R. Curry. He did give their true names. Now I brought this up because they was like, y'all don't really want us to give your identities as if they're not black. And when you watch them, their cartoon characters appear to be black. And people, I have been on a live where someone questioned their blackness, and they kind of did a Kamala. They dodged that question and started telling you why they had to work with people that are not black, like the Amish. Which I believe is true. I believe that in this season, although I believe that God is doing a thing in the community, in the black community, but I believe that also God is saying that don't shun other communities, but that's about a spirit of discernment as well, because everybody ain't for you. Not even people that look like you ain't always for you. Not even people that really black. But I said all of that because I've questioned myself. Especially, I had questioned before then, but especially after they kind of ducked around that question, if they're really black. Because if they're not black, then you're doing something in blackface, and that comes across as deceptive. Comes across as deceptive. So I love 90 Day guys. I hope y'all black. And I hope y'all just not trying to get over on black women. And that's all I got to say about that. Now let's talk about Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr., and that would be Mr. Kevin Surrat. This is Tracy Braxton's husband. Y'all know I had binge watched the first 4 seasons of the Braxtons, and there's nothing else on here that's going to show me other seasons without me purchasing. And I ain't ready for that. So I'll see the other seasons when I see the other seasons. Um, so I was watching Storm Monroe. I don't unsubscribe to some people that I don't watch. I don't watch Storm Monroe really, but every now and then, just like with Larry Reed, every now and then I feel like it's something that I'm supposed to get from, because there's some people that I used to watch that I have totally unsubscribed from. I had unsubscribed from Ringo TV, but I subscribed back to Ringo TV. I really don't go back and subscribe back when I unsubscribe, but I did subscribe back to Ringo TV when I still don't always just watch him. He's a lot. He's a lot. But Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr. looks like they were having it out. They saying allegedly that he attacked his son. I heard him say, "You gave my wife cancer." They're saying that this is over money, over the fact that Tracy left everything to Kevin Jr. Philip and I were having a conversation about it. I said, Philip, Tracy did her part. The Braxtons recognizes themselves as a Christian family, most of them. Tony said that they were religious growing up. I don't know if Tony recognizes herself as a Christian or not, but I've heard several of them, Tracy included, speaking to being a Christian family. So if they're a Christian family, everybody came down on Tracy. Every sister wanted Tracy to leave her husband. I believe that that is why Tracy's husband didn't spend a lot of time. Them first 4 seasons, you didn't see a lot of Kevin. I think she just didn't want to have to deal with her family. She was going to stay in her marriage. She loved her husband. She wanted to honor her Christian values. That's my thought process. And it can, I think that it can be highly, very, very hard, excuse me, not highly, but it can be extremely difficult to work through a marriage when you're like, she didn't even talk about her marriage with them the way Trina did. And this is my opinion, the difference between them staying married and not. Because even when Trina divorced Gabe, she was still in love with Gabe. In my opinion, I believe Trina divorced Gabe because she talked to her sister so much about it that Trina is a people pleaser. Trina's a people pleaser. And she talked so much to her sisters about it that it just wasn't working. Because I still say, I don't see what he did. I think that they're divorced because I didn't miss anything when I watched those first 4 seasons. I don't think he went out and did another thing. I think that she just couldn't take that thing that he did. And it was not even, it was porn. It was porn. If I'm getting it right, they divorced off him because he was on porn. He wasn't literally having sex with someone, sex with someone. So I would say that was the difference. Trina brought her relationship more to the camera than Tracy did. Tracy lived out her relationship until she passed away. That's what God called from her. God did not call for her to leave anything to a man that she believed had put her through so much shit that she could have been crazy. As Chrissy said, this is where I bring Chrissy and Jim Jones into it. She said, I love Jimmy. Let me make sure I'm talking. Said she loves Jimmy, but the shit that comes with it is enough to drive a woman crazy. I'm Team Tracy. Now I will say it. Just because this is the place where we like to see the one in the middle. I watched a podcast where Kevin was talking, and Kevin was basically saying, "You don't know everything. You don't know the ins and outs. We don't. We don't. We don't. We don't know what TV could have put forward to make things look away, and you know what I'm saying." But what we do know is Tracy left that money to the baby and not to you. We know that. So, I'm Team Tracy. And my whole thought process is that baby is so mild-mannered. I want to say that the video said that they were both drunk. And the son had seizures. He's just been so mild-mannered the whole time. He was so mild-mannered. And I'm just like, Kevin, soften up on the boy. That's all I can say, but it's soften up. Because y'all only have each other at this point. Tracy's not here anymore. And I know that she's been gone for about 2 years at this point, but look, I know about loss. And I know 2 years, whew, buddy. It's nothing, really. When you lose someone so dear to you, they can affect you for the rest of your life, much less 2 years. So I pray in unity in in that situation as well. No discord. I thank you that they come together, because I can't imagine that Tracy wants her son and his father to be at odds, especially over money. But I mean, Kevin Senior, you just gonna have to understand that the money ain't yours, honey. The money ain't yours, honey. So y'all, I thank y'all for setting with me a spell. We done talked about Tesheki down in the body, Chrisean and their mother. Chrisean and Tesheki's mother, because Chrisean and Tesheki are sisters. We talked about Robert Hayner. We talked about the night and day guys. We talked about this humility and pride. We talked about Kevin Jr. and Kevin Sr. and Tracy's money. So I thank y'all for listening to me tonight. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Hello, beautiful. What is your heart's posture? Both pride and humility are heart thing beautiful. Like wisdom and folly, sometimes they are going to look alike. So beautiful, which is your portion? Destruction or elevation? You get to choose. It's your heart. Sylvie loves you, beautiful. And I am out. Yeah, there's a hairpin in there.